Hello, we are back again. This is episode, I think, 7, which is crazy because I feel like I just shot episode 1, if you know what I'm talking about. I am your host, Sam Pellicero. You can find me on Instagram at @NotSamPellicero. Yeah, by now you guys get the joke. And it's PELISSERO. So today I have, as you can hear the laughter on the other side of the microphone, one of my favorite people of all time. And I think I've said that like the 7th time. But it's true because right now I'm filling my podcast with all people that I just love immensely and just bring joy and happiness to my life. This is the one, the only...
Karina Duffy. Hi.
Ooh, girl.
Oh, girl.
If you guys are watching, then you see what this beautiful yellow top she's wearing.
Stop it.
But if not, girl, the girls are out.
Oh, girl.
All right. So,
Thank you
Karina,
for having me, Sam.
of course.
I'm so happy to be here.
Of course. I'm so happy you're here.
excited.
She is one of the people that literally I just get so like tense with like joy when I'm hanging out with her because everything about her is just so light and airy and hilarious. And she played you have to go to youtube.com/welcome to Jersey to understand this reference yet again. But she played my grandmother, even though she is younger than I am, in my semi-quasi-hit show on YouTube, Dylan and Sam. She played the younger version of Grandma. So in context, it makes sense. But that is not the point of this podcast.
Amazing.
I'm done tooting my own horn. Karina, how do we know each other?
How do we know each other? My goodness, we go far back. So I think it was through a theater company that we had both been a part of. And I think I'd heard your name intermittently, throughout the company, but I don't think we'd worked together until we did that one skit that Doug directed.
Oh my God, yes!
The Exterminator skit.
Yes, where I came to exterminate bugs and somehow there was like a love.
You were straight, yeah.
Yeah. Now that was an act. Yeah, what was what was a premise? Like, and I remember there was like True Blood references. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
There was a whole bunch of nonsense in there. But we had such a great time.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You had come, or I think I had come to your house to be the exterminator because I remember a toolbox and it was like role reversal in terms of like gender bender.
That's right. You were the exterminator.
I was the ex-terminator.
Yeah.
And I think
ex-terminator, yeah.
Ex-terminator, I think that's a reference, a play on, I think there was a relationship of some sort between our characters prior to that moment. But, and you used like a bug infestation to like get my attention.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure if Doug, I'm so sorry if that's not right, if you're listening.
Yeah, Doug, sorry about it.
We do remember it though. It was a good time. But
that was 2016. That was 3 years
Louise.
ago. I know. That was one of the last things I did with that company.
Yes. Yeah, same.
Yikes.
I think. And then you had called me to do, did lunch after not seeing each other after a while.
Yes. Oh my God, that's right.
We went to
Brick Wall. Yeah. Jinx, you owe me something.
Okay. I'm broke. So
Something.
it'll be like,
you just owe me something.
I'll give you something. Who knows?
Karina, I'm gay.
Ah,
That was like some gay ASMR.
All right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
continue. So we got lunch, and then I asked her to be in my web series. She freaked out, and I was so blessed.
And was that maxed out or was that?
No, that was Dylan and Sam. Because maxed out, we didn't have lunch for. I just hit you up, and I was like, because we were still around each other a lot. Because that was still 2016.
That was that year.
Yeah. So guys, for you guys who didn't know, I had a failed Netflix pilot called Maxed Out. I mean, failed Netflix pilot makes it sound like it failed. No. It was more so like all those doors that were open for me to pitch this to Netflix closed. But it's still pending. So
they're opening a hub in New York.
I know, girl. So, I'm gonna bust in those doors.
Oh, you better,
girl. Okay. We are so falling off topic already.
It's okay.
All right. So, what are we talking about today?
Oh my goodness. So from my understanding, we are talking about the superficial world and the spoopiness.
The spooky.
Spoopiness.
This is the 7th spooky episode of the web series. What, the web series? No, this is the podcast. I'm all twisted up.
I mean, we are filming it, so
yeah. Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah. But yeah. So the reason why I wanted to do this with you was yesterday in the car. You said something that was hitting me on the nail head, right? Is that what it is? On the nail head?
Hitting the nail on the head.
Hitting the nail on the head. Was that you said I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person.
Yes.
And I said that is so accurate, and so are you.
Yes.
Is the one thing that I think has always binded us was the fact that we believe in higher presence and higher beings, and not gods, and not in praying to someone, but the fact that the universe exists.
Yes.
And powers beyond our capabilities and understandings exist.
Absolutely. And I think that we're all interconnected through, and I'm very open and very susceptible to other people's energies. So that's why you and I get along so well, because we're both very creative energies.
Yes.
So this just, it flows so naturally.
Yeah.
But when people have negative energies,
oh my God,
you know, that's something that I'm like, holy shit, get away from me.
When it's the truth. And it was so funny is that, so remember how...
So I feel terrible when I'm in a bad mood, because I get so fearful that I'm giving off that energy.
I
feel like I am.
100%.
I mean, it's such a crazy thing, but not everybody thinks that way, which is the weirdest thing.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
So what's so funny was I was going to say is that I wrote down something at work yesterday, because I remember I told you, I was like, oh my God, I thought of something else a little spooky that I wanted to share with you that involves you.
Yes.
Okay. So, because guys,
I've
this
been
episode,
thinking about this. I'm like trying to pinpoint it.
We're just diving right into this episode. We're not going to do a whole backstory. We're just going to dive into it. So,
no, we're going to go right in.
When we were filming my show, Dylan and Sam together, a lot of the scenes took place in my apartment. We would film in my kitchen, my dining room. I don't know what to call that. My bedroom, even my closet. One time, I shoved you in there, and the camera was propped on the ceiling. I wasn't even in the closet.
That's right.
But one of the rooms in my apartment, every time we filmed, I don't know you realized, we always had to have you come back to do reshoots because the audio was screwed up.
Yes.
The first time, you're getting chills already.
I
The first time,
already...
I thought it was because I tried an extension cord for the microphone to use it as a boom. So the first time I was like, oh, it's just because that whole idea with the extension cord just doesn't work. It's not going to work, because it had like a crackling noise the entire time that the audio was going on. And I just assumed like electricity. I don't know.
Listen to it too. It sounded very strange.
Yes. But then when you came back to do it, it did it again. And that was a separate episode. And then when you came back to film the finale stuff, it did it in my living room where we are filming this podcast right now.
Oh, geez, Louise.
It did it again.
What?
And there is I believe, because there's no other explanation, but that's the fact that there's some sort of energy in this room that does not mix well with technology.
Okay.
Because, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Why would the microphone work in every other room in my apartment?
Every other one but this one.
But this one. And it's not because there's the routers in here. It's not because of the TV. Because, again, that has nothing to do with a microphone. And you know what they say is, like, not even ghosts, but just energy, whether it's a spiritual energy or, like, I guess a ghost, it messes with technology. Like, that's why they have ghost hunters, and that's why they have all those, like, barometers and all that weird stuff.
Right.
So I think that there's something going on in this room right now.
Right now.
There. The call's coming from inside the house. But isn't that weird?
No, it's very strange.
So spooky.
So spooky. Like, what? That's nuts. And that I'm here. Hopefully, please don't fuck with our audio too.
Yeah, I know. Girl.
Girl,
whether you're a girl ghost or a boy ghost.
Girl, just don't do it.
Honey. So I'm going to go on my index card right now.
Great.
Because Miss Karina, and maybe some of you in the audience, don't know about Saturn's return.
So this is something I'm wildly curious about, and it took all of my willpower to not Google this.
Oh my God!
I
didn't even think about that.
I did
Thank
not.
you for doing that.
No, of course,
Thank you.
Absolutely. I was so curious as to what it was, but I didn't overthink it too much. I wanted to hear it straight from
the source, I guess.
The source. I want to know what it is. What is this?
Okay, so Saturn's return, and this is again
all. It sounds so dark, dark. Saturn's return.
Well, I mean, it can be.
Goodness.
It's either good or bad.
Oh.
So so let's just say that this entire podcast will then always find its way back to Saturn's return.
Okay.
So that's why it's important that we're getting this over with now, so that way they don't go on for an hour and like, I don't get any of these things that Sam is talking about. So
we're gonna preface it now.
Saturn's return is literally when Saturn, the planet.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what else would be Saturn. Saturn, the planet, returns to the same spot that it was in the sky, or I guess in space, when you were born. So after 27 to 29 years, Saturn has finally made its return to the same location in space that it was when you were born. But here's the thing. I was like, okay, whatever, that's astrology, whatever, Sam. But here's the thing. It has been proven time and time again that the years of 27 through 29, with that corresponding to Saturn's return, are the most fundamentally crucial moments in our life. Because in those moments, they say, and I'm
you're a living proof, my dear,
that you find your true self and you discover your full spiritual self inside and out, including your career,
oh my God,
your relationships, your family. Everything in your life becomes what you want it to be during Saturn's return. And the reason why it can be dark is because if you do not just let go and allow yourself to go with the flow of the universe, you will fail.
Oh, no pressure, everybody.
No pressure, guys.
No big deal.
But I mean, so many celebrities have talked about it.
Wow.
Whether it's a politician all the way up to a famous actor and actress or some sort of entertainer.
That makes so much sense because I've never studied astrology. Please, anybody who out there does, please don't come after me. I don't really know.
But email her with all the information that she might need.
But literally educate me. So, that does make sense because they do say, like I go to therapy and my therapist and I talk frequently about how, because I always say, I'm like, I feel like I'm crazy. And she's like, you're not crazy. But Luna being, meaning the moon, the word lunatic, that's all linked together.
Whoa, I did not
Right?
know.
You didn't. That was me in my appointment too. No. I was like, I stopped like everything that was going through my brain. I just like hit a halt. I was like, what? It's something so simple. But Luna, meaning the moon, but then that gravitational pull and the energy and that feeling that we get. And that's why, people say, oh, you're nuts thinking the moon affects your
mood because like it's the tides and all that stuff.
But I mean, humans are, I read this on, please, if I'm wrong, please just, I'm just going to say this. I read it on the internet. Okay. But they say like the body is how much percent water?
Preach. Sorry, I'm like talking like really hard into the pop filter.
No, but they say that the body is filled with, just a high percentage of water. So if the moon can affect the tides of the ocean with the amount of water that is in there.
Thank you.
And let's be realistic.
Yes.
It can absolutely, I think, affect your inner tides.
Let me tell you something. I'm also...
So the planets and shit, they're all connected.
No, it's the truth because the day before the full moon...
Oh, no.
No, it's a good thing. It's always my best day. And then the day of the full moon, it's like silent in my life. My brain is clear.
Really?
Everything's calm. Things that are normally chaotic at work don't matter.
Yeah.
And then the day after the full moon, it's like it flushes me right back to reality.
Ooh.
So it's like the day before the moon finally becomes 100% full, I'm having a phenomenal day.
So you've been having good times lately because of this full moon?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look around.
Look
at that's what I'm saying. Karina, isn't that freaking crazy?
And it's funny. So I named my car Luna because when my new SUV, I had to purchase a new SUV, everybody.
It's
because
amazing.
She's cute.
Chairs brought to you by Karina's
brought to you by
SUV.
my small Buick SUV. Buick, let's deal a sponsorship here.
Yeah, right. Sponsored by Buick.
But my car had finally died.
Okay.
The day, 2 days before I was going to be leaving to go to Arizona.
Okay.
And I then had to go get a new vehicle, which was the second major thing of my life at that point to get flushed out. In terms of like my foundation. So like a preface, I had to get rid of a toxic relationship, a car, an apartment, and a job. So
but you did it.
But I did it.
And you survived.
And I'm fucking amazing now. So the car was purchased over one of the major super full moons of the year.
That's crazy.
And I noticed that. And I was like, oh shit, I was like Luna, and she's silver.
Yeah.
And that was the only color that they had at the dealership. So I was like,
done
I didn't
deal.
want another silver car, but beggars can't be choosers. I needed a vehicle, and it was the full moon. It just made sense. So she's now named Luna.
That's amazing.
So I don't know. Yeah. The moon does weird things.
I mean, it's the truth.
Maybe that's just coincidence.
But no, see, I do not believe in coincidences.
Yeah,
I just can't. Okay, so
see, I can't even say that because I get so like in my head about it. But I sincerely
because
believe it.
You're afraid for it to be real. You're afraid to chalk it up to something that you cannot control. Because in a way, you can control coincidences because you can just convince yourself that it just happened to be that way.
Right.
But if it's from a higher thing of like the universe, you don't know how to control that, so it instills fear in you because you have little no idea what is happening.
Yeah.
Everyone has a spiritual number, okay?
Oh.
Mine, as Karina knows, is 777. Yes, three sevens, not just one, not just two,
I can't
three.
count.
But in different facets of my life, 7 somehow is involved. So when you see 777 or even a number just 3 times constantly, that means that change in your life is coming. Okay. So for those who don't know, I went through a very hard time last year. I broke up with my boyfriend of 4 years. We had a whole life together. We lived together. It was easily the hardest thing that I ever had to do.
That was rough. That was hard.
Because, it was someone who I still love. Like when you're in a relationship with someone for that long, a piece of your heart always belongs to them. Like forever. During the process of maybe like the 2nd or the 3rd week after we broke up, I kept having this dream. And the same thing would happen in different dreams. It would be a different dream every night, but the same moment kept happening where I would be doing something and I would check my phone and I would just have a text message from my ex and all it said was 777. And oh my God, if y'all were not watching this, Karina just got shook.
Oh my God.
And it kept happening until I remembered it. Because when you wake up from a dream, you kind of forget about it. But it kept happening so much within that week span. It was almost as if the universe was like, can you just freaking remember this time?
Like, pay the fuck attention.
Can you pay attention?
Right.
Thank you. We're trying to tell you something. 777 means that you have just made a drastic life decision and you are now being jolted back on the right track to your destiny. Dun, dun, dun.
That's so cool. That kind of reminds me of like the slot machines where they like it's 777.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's like it makes you think that you're gonna win money. But
Yes.
like it's insinuating the same idea.
Exactly.
I think that you're on the right way.
But that was just the beginning of 777.
Oh my goodness.
Because then that was in November of 2017, which is weird that we broke up in the year of 2017 with the 7 in it, and there's a lot of moments throughout the end of our relationship where I did feel like we were being pulled apart no matter how hard we were working on the relationship and being devoted to each other.
Yeah.
It just was not working. And I remember us feeling like we couldn't figure out why, no matter how much effort we're putting into this, why we feel like we were being pulled apart. Because I believe that we were not meant to be together anymore.
Right.
Whether it means forever in that moment in time, it was like you guys needed to be ripped apart.
Your souls needed a break.
And the universe was like, we're going to rip you all apart. It's going to fucking hurt, Sam. This is going to hurt.
Yeah, that
but
hurt.
you're going to love what we're going to do for your life.
Afterwards.
Oh, that's got emotional.
Woo,
okay,
girl.
So then I started doing Dylan and Sam again, which was the 7th season. When I was writing it, it was only supposed to be 5 episodes. I decided to refilm the first episode of season 7 that I filmed back in 2014. So that bumped up to 6 episodes. Then as I was nearing the end of the 6th episode, I realized this episode was going to be longer. But I was like, how about I just cut it into a 2-part finale, which brought it to 7 episodes. So season 7 was 7 episodes. And then when I made the very first call sheet for the big courthouse filming, I did it by the main characters and then all the extras. There were 7 main characters in season 7. Then, when I was editing the finale, there were 7 scenes.
Shut up.
There were
No,
only
there weren't.
7 scenes in the 7th episode. In the 7th episode of the 7th season of Dylan and Sam. So all these 777s. The address of the courthouse, by the way,
no,
777.
Shut up.
I'm
No,
not
it's
kidding you.
not.
Ryan saw it when we went to look at the
What?
location. He was like, "Did you see what the address was?" I said, "No." He said 777.
All right.
Also,
Saddle up, everybody.
Ryan. I mean, he didn't write Dylan and Sam, but he co-produced it with me.
Sure.
At the same time that I was filming and producing Dylan and Sam, he was also doing his show, As Seen on TV.
Yes.
We discovered, because he wanted to make sure that it was copyright free. He wanted to make sure that he could use it. Guess what date the name As Seen on TV became copyright free for anyone to use? July 7th, 2007. 777.
Sam.
Isn't that spooky?
Guys.
Oh, there's more.
Guys.
So they say that
I'm already shook.
So they say that you see this number, and guys, this is gonna sound like a stretch, but it's not.
Yeah, and also too, don't they say that your skin cells shed after every what is it, 7? Or you should get an allergy test also, like
every 7 years. Guys, I'm telling you, listen. So they also say, they say that.
Crazy.
No, they say that again. You see these numbers when there's change coming.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new cell phone. Okay, after having the same one for like 5 years, it wasn't until I got this new phone that I realized that the phone number that I've had forever has 3 sevens in it. And I didn't realize until I got a new phone, which was change, because I got a new phone after years of having the same phone and not wanting to give that phone up. Then I got a raise. I got a big, nice raise that I busted my ass for at work, right? I had to re-give my debit card information because I got a new debit card.
Okay.
There are 3 sevens in my debit card.
Fucking
the change
seriously?
there was that I just got a massive raise.
But that was a huge
change in my life.
It's either foreshadowing or like the sevens either come like right before something big happens to you, or like
during the
that time, or even right after, like as soon as it like completely like ties it together.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And then the final one was when I was doing a lot of ADR. If for those who don't know that means I'm replacing audio in a video file by re-recording the audio. Like if someone's voice didn't get picked up, I'm re-recording the audio. I was doing a lot of ADR for Dylan and Sam one night, and I did not want to do it. It was at that process in producing the show that I felt I'm wasting my time. You know, this is not even going to go anywhere. I haven't gone to the gym in forever. I felt like I was like putting more important things off. But I sat at that house for 6 hours at my friend Ryan's house, not Ryan Ward, the other Ryan.
Right.
His mom's house for 6 hours by myself, recording 3 characters' audio. I was driving home the same way that I drive home, stopping at the same stoplight right before I turn onto my street, passing the same bank. I finally looked over. The bank's address was 777.
Sam.
And I believe that in that moment, the universe was like, Sam, we're reminding you, this is your path.
Right.
Do not get frustrated. Do not allow the demons inside of you to literally drown out the positivity that you're creating. Because it's
being brought to your attention for a very specific reason.
Yeah. So, and that was just, again, like being like, Sam, like, I know you had a hard day doing a lot of ADR, but dude, do not give it up. And I didn't freaking give it up. I didn't give it up. I just remember something else really quick.
Yes.
Was when I was telling my friend for the first time about the dreams about 777 from the text message. I told her, about what the meaning behind it. As I said the words, and I worry that the universe is trying to tell me that he was my destiny. As I said the words destiny, a song came on the radio in a coffee shop, and it was like one of his favorite songs. And a song that we liked, and the song that we liked together. And like it was like I said destiny, and the song came on, and it was "What's Up" by 4 Non Blondes.
Oh,
weird. Hey, yeah. And I said, hey, what's going on?
You're going to tell me you're not a singer, everybody?
No, I'm not. Girl, do not buy an album if it comes out. I was blackmailed into it if an album comes out.
You have me on your podcast, I'll have you on my album. It'll be a treat.
I'll rap. I'm a G-star at Easter. You better watch out. Okay, anyways.
See, there it is. A preview.
But yeah, so isn't that so spooky? I still don't know what that means.
No, but it was significant enough to stand out to where you knew it wasn't just a coincidence in that moment. Absolutely not.
But I'm telling you guys.
Had that happen to me before too, with music especially.
Yeah, tell me. Your turn. I'm done talking for now.
Well, also too, it's funny because I haven't traveled as much as I used to, unfortunately. But recently I'd gone to Arizona. I was lucky enough to go to Arizona twice, and it was unbelievable. I spent a lot of time in Phoenix to visit someone that I'm dating at the moment, and it's been great. But now it's funny because every time I'm like, oh, it's just, we're dating and, it's going well and everything. Nothing out of the ordinary, but we do have a really strong spiritual connection. And this is something that he and I have discussed a lot too, and, about the universe and things of that nature. But it's so funny now everywhere I've looked since meeting him and like reconnecting, we've been friends for a bit and, we've started dating recently, but Phoenix keeps popping up.
That's so
everywhere.
Weird. Like in what aspect?
Or like things insinuating, like it happens a lot to me with people that I'm dating. It's for example, I went to the store. I went to like Forever 21. I was shopping for a movie that I was wardrobing. I just wardrobe designed a film. And
Name drop it.
Guys at Parties Like It, give us a like on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
And our Indiegogo, Yuha Hamasaki, is in it. And
Yeah.
she's wonderful.
From RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
All right, anyway, so back to you.
So I just noticed, and again, I don't think it's coincidence, but like, I bought a denim jacket at a thrift store, and I looked at the tag recently, and it's a Phoenix denim jacket.
Wait, what is that? Is that a brand?
Yeah.
Ew.
Or
Ew.
Phoenix, Arizona. It's an Arizona jacket. So it's an Arizona jacket. And I was shopping for the film, and I go, and I'm looking through T-shirts. Any city could be placed on these T-shirts. And mind you, we live on the East Coast. It's not like we live out west or anywhere relevant to this area, but Phoenix popped up, and it was the city. I just keep seeing it labeled as like a city or like a store name. I was in Long Island filming this movie, and I went to the store, and the word I look up, and it's phonetically, saying it wasn't spelled correctly like the city Phoenix, but it was pronounced Phoenix.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying?
Ew,
it's just the weirdest thing. And Guy, if you're listening to this, I'm not trying to plug you, but mystery man. But it just happens to be the truth. But it's just the strangest thing that happens. And also, last time I traveled consistently, I was on tour with an entertainment group, and it was a blast. And before I had left, I wanted to purchase a pair of boots, just because we're gonna be in the cold, we're gonna be out west, driving around and hiking and whatever. So I wanted a pair of Doc Martens.
Okay.
I'm poor, so I couldn't afford it at the time. I was poor, so I was like, I'm gonna go to a thrift store and see if I can find a pair of boots there. I go down to the thrift store on the corner of my street, and this woman has owned this place for a little bit, and I go in there pretty frequently, and she knows me, and she's like, oh, what are you looking for today? And I said, I'm leaving for tour in a couple of days. I'm going to be gone for a few months. I need a pair of boots. And she's like, how funny you say that, because someone had just dropped off a pair of Doc Martens, and I think they would
get
be
the
your size.
hell out.
I'm not kidding. So I checked them out. They're plain solid black Doc Martens, and I was like, these look like really worn in. Like tell me the story.
Yeah.
The person who had dropped them off had just finished backpacking through Europe, and wanted to pass them along to the next traveler. So she dropped them at the consignment shop. And this is on the corner of my street where I go all the time to buy my stuff. And they fit like a glove.
Oh.
They were my size exactly. I bought them on the spot. I had to. And then I traveled across the country in those shoes, in those boots. It was the coolest thing.
I don't even know what to say.
I know.
I don't even know what to say.
It's wild. It's really, really wild.
Like, that is fate in a nutshell.
Right? And things like that happen to me all the time. And I feel like such like an alien sometimes because of how often it happens, and I want to talk about it with people.
Yeah. And a lot of people will be like, "You're like,"
they're like, "You're crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you symbolic liberal dumbass."
But those people also think that, like, whole milk is good for you, and
right.
No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. But those are the people that they're not allowing themselves to open themselves to different possibilities than what we are raised to believe in.
No, because I always think that your gut intuition too just speaks so loudly.
Could I tell you the amount of times of people that I always know right away if they're a good or a bad person, and people don't believe me when I'm like, guys, that guy's gonna blow. And like, no, Sam, what are you talking about? Yada. And then what happens? He blows. And then there's say, oh, Sam, you were right. I'm like, yeah. Unfortunately, I know. But to me, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse that I have this like inner intuition that feeds off of either good or bad energy.
Because that's the thing too. Like, and I think everybody misinterprets that as like it's only good things. It's only symbolic of like good things coming. It's like no. Because your gut knows when you are fucking around. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing shit you're not supposed to be doing. Your gut lets you know. It is your choice though to pay attention to it or not and actually do something about it.
So,
however, not many people can hold themselves accountable like that and really be that in touch with themselves. But it's a terrifying thing. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Especially when you're fucking around and doing shit you're not supposed to be doing, and especially if you believe in karma like I do. I don't know about you, but
yeah.
Oh man,
big time.
Big time.
And there's good karma and there's bad karma.
Yes,
and it's like a balance. You have to balance it out.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Like if I do something that I know is not exactly within my character, and I like realize like right away, karma wastes no time and lets me know, and I'm like, oh, all right.
I'm sorry. Were you guys watching that?
The full-length episodes of Shmee are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, y'all. What are y'all waiting for? The links are below. I'll see you guys there. Bye!